When Ed and I arrived, it seemed we were already too late. Rosie was in a rather embarrassing situation, surrounded by a crowd of onlookers. I noticed a guy with a guilty look sneaking away, but I didn't have time to focus on that. Rosie had fallen to the ground, and I quickly rushed over to help her up. The situation was bad. Among the crowd, I spotted a smug Chelsea, and immediately understood that she was the one messing with Rosie, trying to humiliate her. I wanted to step in and defend Rosie, but she stopped me. She said she would forgive Chelsea, because as a princess, she had to maintain her composure. Rosie picked up the ridiculous hat and with her head held high, walked the crowd. As she did, the crowd began to quiet down. Facing Chelsea's provocation, Rosie calmly handed the hat back to her. As for me, I wasn't a princess, so I pressed an ice cream cone into the guy's head, letting off some steam for Rosie. After that, I dropped the prejudices I had against Rosie and completely changed my perspective. Rosie told me that being a princess isn't about the fancy clothes, but about inner character. I had to admit, she was nothing like the prince. A princess may never know who her real friends are, but today she knew, and I felt the same way. When school started again, the principal announced the finalists for the back-to-school queen contest. My surprise, besides Chelsea, I was also on the list. Along with the much, I felt a little lost at first, honestly feeling insecure, especially with the popular Chelsea and the real Princess Rosie as my competition. But Rosie kept encouraging me, saying she would teach me how to be a princess. A princess not only needs to be noble, but also show her inner beauty. She took me to do volunteer work, helped me practice my posture, and taught me many valuable lessons, until one day she said I had become a proper princess. But then, one day when I was busy, I saw Chelsea throw my dress into a muddy puddle. I stormed into my room furious and vented to Rosie. But Rosie told me she was going back to her country. Her mother had been forced to marry a treacherous general. It turned out Chelsea and her followers had sent a magazine to Rosie and used her princess title to threaten her, forcing her to drop out of the back-to-school queen contest. But Rosie had never cared about empty titles. She cared about her mother and her country's people. She was going to fight for her nation. I had always thought a princess's life was like a fairy tale, but Rosie told me that every day here was the fairy tale now. She had to leave this fairy tale world and return to her real life.